Now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akugha as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello and welcome. This is Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of communities in Nigeria's oil-rich region. I am Mamode Akugha. In our package tonight, we'll bring you a mixed grill of politics and other recent developments in the region. First on the lineup is a postmortem of the recent defection of former minority leader of the Nigerian Senate and ex-governor of Akwa Ibom State, Godswill Akpabio, from Nigeria's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), to the governing All Progressives Congress (APC). Next is a report on a recent protest by youths of Isoko Nation, a major oil-producing part of the Niger Delta, against the negligence of an oil company operating in their land. And finally on the program, our focus is on the story of a man who got drowned after saving 13 lives in a boat mishap along the Sombrero, also known as the New Calabar River in the Niger Delta. I urge you to stay tuned as Inside the Niger Delta continues in just a moment.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Welcome back to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of communities in Nigeria's oil-rich region. It's no longer news that the former Senate minority leader and immediate past governor of Akwa Ibom State, Godswill Akpabio, has dumped the PDP for the APC. But the overall effect of Akpabio's action on the likely outcome of the 2019 general elections in Akwa Ibom and other neighboring states in the Niger Delta remains a topical issue in political circles. This is the thrust of our first issue on the program.
There was on Wednesday, 8 August 2018, an unprecedented political gathering in the Rafia city of Ikotekbene, headquarters of Ikotekbene local government area in Akwa Ibom State. It was the formal reception of the immediate past minority leader of the Senate and former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Barrister Godswill Akpabio, into the fold of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC.
It's my real honor and privilege to formally present to my friend, my brother, my comrade, the leader of the people of Akwa Ibom State and of our great party, Godswill Akpabio, a symbol of our unity, of our oneness, of your membership, and of our shared commitment to sustain the development of our great country to the highest level. Welcome aboard.
We need to understand the fact that what has happened in Nigeria have been lack of the right people, right advisors coming together to focus Nigeria. People are thinking of election. We shouldn't be thinking of election. We should be thinking of the survival of the country. We should be thinking of how to unite Nigeria and then put hands together to take away the myriad of problems. We should be thinking of how to ensure that the killings that are going on in Taraba, in Plateau, in Benue, in Adamawa, in Borno and other parts of the country are brought to an end. We should have a conspiracy to bring food to the table of Nigerians and ensure their security, not continuous change of government that will end up nowhere. You know, you are creating more problems. So for me, I believe that this is a clear example that the people understand. The message is clear. Let's put hands together and allow Nigeria to survive before the election.
Akpabio's defection from the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the APC has caused quite a stir in political circles and is definitely a major harvest for the governing party, which is still basking in the euphoria of what is considered a big loss for the PDP. The glamorous event was witnessed by no fewer than 30 senators, cabinet members and members of the National Working Committee of the APC, all dancing in celebration of Akpabio's defection.
Look at the great path of honor taken by Godswill Akpabio. He was changing a party and a party that gave him the minority leader. That is honor and that is character. It's not ordinary talent that developed a nation. It's character, it's reliability, it's integrity, it's commitment, and that is what Akpabio is demonstrating for the rest of them. They cannot create that change. They cannot put our vehicle, our locomotive engines in the reverse. We are going forward. This defection has swallowed all previous defections. One that is equal to more than 14. This is one defection that has shaken the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to its very foundation. That change has come to Akwa Ibom State. Today, change has come to Berepele Senatorial District. There was a time when the whole of Akwa Ibom State used to be in PDP. Gradually, things began to change. Some of us had to be the forerunners. But today, with what is happening here today, I can confidently say that Akwa Ibom State is totally APC.
Obon Godswill Obot Akpabio, commander of the Order of the Niger, generally known and referred to as the architect of uncommon transformation in Akwa Ibom State, is a force to reckon with in the politics of Akwa Ibom State and beyond. He is particularly loved and respected by the ordinary people, most of whom thronged the Ekotebene Township Stadium, venue of his formal reception by the APC.
With Godswill Akpabio, we are going to turn Akwa Ibom State to a destination place. And with us as the Riders and Drivers Association, we are solid behind him and also welcome him to our great party. The
reason Ekotebene stood still for Akpabio during his formal declaration for the APC isn't far-fetched. While in the saddle as governor, he had effectively combined laudable projects in physical infrastructure and human development to restore the dignity of citizens of Akwa Ibom State. While his exit from office is said to have created an obvious vacuum in governance, the people of Akwa Ibom State still look forward to a reenactment of the good old days.
I see the women, I see the youth, I see the elders, I see all the colors. I say Akwa Ibom are united in one determination that come next year under the leadership and guidance of my brother and friend Godswill Akpabio. This state will join the state of progressive governance.
Akwa Ibom has gone to APC. It's not that I think it will go. You can see it. Akwa Ibom has gone. How do you come to that conclusion? Well, the government has broken into two. We already had APC here. When you add that to what Akpabio has brought, there is no stronger group in the state than the APC at this time. So it's all over.
So when we have Akpabio, they know the South is gone.
You think that Akwa Ibom will fall to APC?
Not Akwa Ibom, South is going to APC. You can see it. It doesn't matter. Akwa Ibom is South is Akwa Ibom.
But do you think they have a credible gubernatorial candidate?
We have so many here that are qualified.
We're very, very excited to have him in our fold. He's surely a game changer. With him here, the politics of South has changed for good. We're now very confident that come 2019, not only are we going to win Akwa Ibom in the governorship race, but we're very confident that Muhammadu Buhari will also take Akwa Ibom, in addition to what we're going to be doing in Delta, Rivers, and the other states.
Indications are rife that the collective choice of the people, irrespective of political affiliations, is the current Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Obong Nsima Ekere.
I see what Nsima Ekere has done in NDDC. He has done a lot. There are so many roads across the state. So if Nsima Ekere did that in NDDC, I have confidence that he's the one that we are going to choose to lead us to being the governor of this state coming 2019.
I will choose the man God has sent to us in the person of Obong, Dr. Nsima Ekere.
Nsima Ekere, a reputable estate manager and astute politician from Eket Senatorial District, is a former deputy governor of the state. His teeming supporters in Akwa Ibom State are optimistic that with his vast experience in politics, professional practice and public service, Nsima Ekere is fully equipped with the requisite leadership compass to break new grounds in the development of a state whose people fondly refer to as light of the nation.
We talk of experience. Nsima Ekere is the best.
I want Obong Nsima Ekere to be the governor of this Akwa Ibom state. He's the man that can work, can do better things in this Akwa Ibom. He's the man that will carry people along in this Akwa Ibom. So make sure that Akwa Ibom is being recognized very well in everywhere.
We have spoken to a lot of people here today, and they are asking that they want you to run for governorship. When are you considering that?
All over the state, everywhere we've gone, the shout and the cry of the people is the same. All of them are saying, Nsima Ekere, come and run for governorship. It's the result of the fact that the people are dissatisfied with what they are getting from what is called the government in Akwa Ibom State. The people are less than satisfied with what they are getting, and they want a change. They want a change. And I can assure Akwa Ibom people that change will come to this state. I have not yet declared to run. I'm still considering the calls and appeals. At the appropriate time, I'll speak.
To suggest that history is about to be made in the politics of not just Akwa Ibom State, but the Niger Delta as a whole is only stating the obvious, given the pulsating reactions trailing former Governor Akpabio's defection to the APC. For close observers of political developments in the region, the reunion of Godswill Akpabio and Nsima Ekere is from all indications to the advantage of the APC.
Wow, it was an unprecedented turnout of party leaders and supporters during Akpabio's formal reception into the APC recently at the Ikotipene Township Stadium. And now away from politics, our next issue is a protest by youths of Isoko Nation who have alleged neglect by an oil company operating in their land. We'll bring you details of the report in just a moment.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Youths of Isoko Nation recently stormed the premises of Heritage Oil Services over what they describe as the company's neglect of its corporate social responsibility to its host communities. The angry youths, led by President of the Isoko National Youth Assembly, Comrade Umwakwa Ovi, observed that the company has been operating in the area without due recognition for its host community since it forcefully took over the Isoko oil and gas field from the Nigerian National Petroleum Development Company, NPDC. Addressing the media shortly after shutting down the company's operation, the youths listed their demand to include employment and capacity building in oil and gas operations.
Do the youth of Isoko need to write to Heritage before they give us employment? The answer is no. The truth is that there is a law, Local Content Act, which stipulate that 70% of your recruitment and even your contractual obligations must be within, 70% must be within the host communities or the environment where you operate. Have they complied with that? The answer is no. So if a company have chosen to be irresponsible, the youth of Isoko have also decided to be irresponsible in line with their irresponsibilities.
Now, but basically, our major concern is about employment and engagement of our youths. We have youths everywhere. We have both graduates, we have non-graduate, we have skilled, we have specialized youths. But it's so unfortunate that over time they have been relegated to mere security jobs in the name of surveillance, and they go to the bush with cutlasses. But other people, they come from outside now. He has enumerated those things. But then, even where they think they don't have the skill that they're looking for, it's called graduate training. Employ our graduates and train them. They are competent, they can do the job as well as other people can do. So basically, I think that's why we're here. What's your name?
Almost all of us you are seeing here, we are all graduates. We have our various certificates at hand. So if there is anything that is happening in my own land, based on catchment area, the policy that recognizes catchment area, we should be considered. We cannot be here with plenty of water, then I will be using spittle to wash my eyes. It is our right. We need to work, and we are ready to work.
The protesting youths allege that despite creating an enabling environment for Heritage Energy to operate in their land, the company has decided to sideline them in the award of security surveillance contracts.
You will agree with me that management of security apparatus of any facility within the Isoko Nation ordinarily should be handled by an Isoko man. But unfortunately, Heritage decided to contract it out to people from outside the Isoko Nation. People who do not understand the environment, those who do not understand the terrain, and those who do not even understand people with capacity to undermine security and even the facilities within our land. So our agitation really is that if they must give surveillance job out to people, it must be managed by an Isoko man who understands the environment, who know the right stakeholders to consult in terms of those to be recruited to do the job.
Isoko youth respect the rule of law, who believe in peace. Because they believe in peace, they did not carry arms when people were destroying in the water sector of this country. Isoko people were calm. Isoko people have been marginalized. They left them behind. No employment, no skills, no training. They are not being recognized anywhere. They have been subchanged in all areas of endeavors. And Isoko people, if you can see them, they are peaceful. They don't kidnap. They don't vandalize.
It is on record that Uzere town in Isoko land became the second community where crude oil was mined 2 years after exploration began in Oloibiri in 1957. Endowed with 8 oil fields, Isoko is a major oil-producing area in the Niger Delta, but has remained largely underdeveloped. The prevalence of bad road networks and the absence of social infrastructure, such as schools and hospitals, as a matter of fact, speaks volumes of an existing crisis of underdevelopment in the communities. The plight of the Isoko people is further compounded by daily flares of gas by oil companies operating in the area, resulting in several environmental and health challenges that the communities have had to contend with over the years. Worried by these developments, the distraught Isoko youth had during their recent protests called on the federal government to compel the oil companies to begin to operate in Isoko land in line with international best practices.
The nature of these oil companies, until you push them, they will never do anything. They will rather divide and rule tactics to divide the people, balkanize them, and make them to begin to fight themselves. And for us as Isoko people, rather than fight ourselves, we will fight the company. Just the way they patronize other relevant stakeholders, we must also be carried along, because that will enable us to carry out a lot of skill acquisition programs for our youth, which we have already on our own started. So we need a lot of resources to actually sustain that and ensure that we produce youth that are self-reliant for Isoko Nation and Nigeria as a whole.
The recent protest against heritage ventures by the Isoko youths is the latest in a series of similar protests in the past. Only last month, leaders and traditional rulers from Isoko Nation visited President Buhari in Abuja to seek his assistance in alleviating their plight. And now, on to our last issue on the program for tonight. It's the epic story of a man who surrendered his life for others in a boat mishap in the creeks of the Niger Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta.
It is a period of mourning for youths in the Niger Delta and indeed the entire country, following the recent painful loss of Berepele Joe Blankson, whose life was cut short on a mission to rescue fellow passengers in a boat mishap along the Sombrero River in the Niger Delta. Last week, family and friends of the young man, who is celebrated as a hero, held a service of songs in his honor in the city of Port Harcourt, where they called on fellow youths to emulate the sacrificial life of the deceased. Correspondent Chika Obodozie has more.
Joe Blankson's widow, Mercy Blankson, sobs uncontrollably at the service of songs held in honor of her better half. It is difficult to come to terms with the fact that her best friend and dependable ally is gone forever. For Blankson's mother, Elizabeth Blankson, a widow, and 9 siblings left to mourn him, it is equally a moment of untold grief. The sad event occurred on Saturday, 28th July 2018, while Joe Blankson was traveling from Port Harcourt to the island town of Bakana in Degama local government area of Rivers State in a boat conveying 25 passengers. The boat had capsized in a storm midway, leaving most of its passengers at the risk of drowning to death. The brave young man wasn't one of those at risk, as he was an excellent swimmer. Rather than swim to safety, he decided to rescue other victims of the boat mishap, including his sisters. After successfully rescuing 13 passengers on board, Joe Blankson finally gave up while attempting to rescue the 14th person. He is suspected to have drowned out of exhaustion.
Someone helped me from the water and I came out. I searched into the other boats where I saw some other people that they had brought out of the water through his help, and I couldn't find him. And I was like, we can't leave because my brother isn't here. They said, don't worry, he's on the other boat. I said, I can't find him. I can't leave without him. I saw him when he was helping people, but I didn't see him anymore. After we had got to land, I couldn't find him. They said he was somewhere else. I walked down there. I didn't find him still. The driver was a reckless driver. When we were trying to take the bend, the speed was just too much. So we went around 2 times. The 3rd time, we were all in the water. There was no life jackets, none at all. I felt someone push me up. When we came out of the river, when we were in the boat, when they saved us, I heard people saying, when he came out, because he was the first to come out, he was shouting, hey, my sisters, my sisters. He had to go back and started helping and helping and helping. So when we got into the boat drivers had to take us to the village to rescue some of us that were weak. So they said they would send another rescue boat to go and assist in helping. But they came back empty and we couldn't find our brother. That was how we lost him.
Having sacrificed his own life for others, the 38-year-old father of 3 is celebrated as a hero by Nigerian youths. Although the Rivers State government has come to the aid of Joe Blankson's immediate family with the provision of an education endowment fund for his children as well as employment for his wife Mercy, most sympathizers would want him immortalized.
And I also want to encourage every Calabari youth where we come from, extend it to every Nigerian youth, to see humanitarian job as a selfless sacrifice. In the youth activities, one of our first steps we tell people is the youth business is a selfless service. And as such, that it is a selfless service, you should be able to, at every stage, at every point, to ensure that your mind is as free as trying to walk to the community you're from.
He's always been a selfless person. Joe will always go overboard to put a smile on the face of people around him. Yeah, so he is an ideal man, actually. Joe is a good man, or was a good man. I wish every one of us could aspire to be like him or borrow a leaf from his life and do better.
So we are so sad today, really so sad that this young man has gone and gone forever. But we still give God the glory. So he's going to give us strength to be able to comfort him and his family.
Gone though he is, Berepele Joe Blankson lives in the heart of all.
I think it's a very good life because Jesus lived and sacrificed himself for us. He gave his life that we might live. I believe those who are survivors of that mishap, that they know they survived because of Joe's effort and contribution, I believe they will be forever grateful to God for Joe, even though they may feel so bad, sad, that Joe who helped them did not survive it.
He brought me here in this town, and it's so unfortunate that he left me here all by myself with our kids. He was a very loving father, a very caring husband. I'm going to miss him so much.
Chika Obodozie reporting for Inside the Niger Delta.
No doubt, Joe Blankson's memory lives on, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. And that's the size of our package on the program tonight. Keep a date with us, same time, same station on Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of communities in Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm yours sincerely, Mamode Akugha, thanking you for staying tuned. Good night.